and welcome to week 12 of my Real Men segment. I, of course, have 2 go hard and 2 go soft picks for you guys this week to get you through your fantasy week. Playoffs are coming up, man. They are coming up in 2 to 3 weeks. Right now, I am in the playoffs in all 3 of my leagues. We'll have to see if I can continue it over the next couple weeks. I need a couple more wins to guarantee it. But I am definitely locked in one of my leagues already. I already clinched a playoff spot, so that feels good. I'm at my mom's right now for Thanksgiving vacation, so we have a new setup going on. But it's pretty awesome to be here, spending some time with family, and I plan to eat a lot of food tomorrow and watch a lot of football. So let's move it on with my picks. My first go hard pick is tight end Delanie Walker versus the Raiders. He's one of those tight ends this season that's been really under the radar, but he has been getting you a lot of fantasy points. He has more than 50 yards receiving in 7 games this season. For tight ends, that's a really good amount of receiving yards because we know tight ends tend to be very up and down. One game they'll get you 70 yards, another game they'll get you 30. So he has been really consistent. Last week he had 8 receptions for 109 yards. And he has a team-high 66 targets. So he's the guy that Mariota is really looking for in the field. It's kind of his safety net. Of course, you have a rookie QB, but Mariota is able to find Delanie Walker, and Delanie Walker has been making some excellent catches this season, so he's been getting it done and helping Mariota out. This week, like I said, they play the Raiders. And Oakland has given up a touchdown to a tight end in every single game except for 2. So this looks like a great opportunity for Delanie Walker to again go 50 yards or more for you. And I think he can get you another touchdown this week. So you have to get him in your lineup for sure. Now let me move it on to my second go hard pick, and that is wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins against the Saints. This kid this year has just been killing it. If you drafted him, you probably didn't have to draft him very early in your draft, and he has been definitely getting it done for you. He's been going nuts. He has over 100 yards in 5 games this season, and he has the most touchdowns out of any wide receiver this season so far with 9. So that is very impressive. Again, he's had the quarterback carousel over there, so he hasn't even been having the same quarterback throwing to him, and he's still putting up these amazing numbers. Like I said, they play the Saints, and the Saints defense sucks. We know this. The Saints are 31st versus the pass, and they have given up a league-high 28 passing touchdowns. So that secondary is looking ugly over there. And this is a home game for the Texans. And the Texans are in it in this division. They are fighting to win the division. So every game for them is important right now. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be the guy that they're looking for. He's going to get you a touchdown for sure this week. I don't know why you'd sit him anyways, but get him in your lineup because I think he's going to get you a big amount of points. Let me move it on to my go soft picks. Now, last week I told you Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to get you a lot of points, and I told you Gronk wasn't going to get you a lot of points. Aaron Rodgers did okay, but he didn't have an amazing game by any means stat-wise. And Gronk was nowhere to be seen on Monday Night Football. So if you paid attention to me, you didn't get a lot of points. These are the guys that I'm not necessarily telling you to sit, but you might want to think about sitting on because they're not going to get you as many points this week. My first go soft is quarterback Matt Ryan versus the Vikings. And for 2015 right now, Matt Ryan has 2,982 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, and 3 fumbles. Yeah, 10 picks and 3 fumbles. He has been turning over the ball quite a bit, especially as of lately. So, you know, the Falcons tend to be a team that they start off hot, they look good at the beginning of the season, and then they just go downhill from there, and that's what's happening with them. That's what's been happening with Matt Ryan. In the first 5 games, he threw only 4 interceptions, and in the last 5 games, he's thrown 6. So again, those turnovers are really hurting them. Now, they play the Vikings. This is a defense that is under the radar, that has been getting it done this season, and the Vikings haven't allowed any quarterback to pass for more than 2 touchdowns in a game. And they've only allowed 1 quarterback to pass for over 300 yards in a game. So this defense is not playing around. I think this is not going to be a fun game for the Falcons or Matt Ryan. If there's another quarterback out there, you're going to want to go pick up another quarterback. Let me move it on to my last go-soft, my last pick of Week 12, and that is running back Todd Gurley versus the Bengals. Now, I know you're saying Todd Gurley has been losing his mind. He's getting all these 100-yard games, and he's getting in the end zone. But I don't really like this matchup for him this week. The Bengals have only given up 3 rushing touchdowns this season so far. So even though the Bengals are allowing some rushing yards by these running backs, they are really holding these running backs in the red zone. So I think it's going to be a lot harder for Gurley to get you a touchdown this week. And the last 2 games, he's really been held in check quite a bit. He only had 45 rushing yards versus the Bears, and he only had 66 rushing yards versus the Ravens. So the last 2 weeks, teams are figuring out how to shut him down. And most of that is because the Rams cannot do much in the passing game. So defenses know, hey, if we stop Gurley and we stop the run, the Rams aren't going to be able to do much else. So, there's a lot of stacking 7, 8 in the box to stop the run, and it's starting to show. And also, the Bengals have only allowed 1 running back to rush for over 100 yards. So again, they're not allowing running backs to go crazy this year. And I just don't like this matchup for Gurley. I don't think he's going to get you 100 yards. I think he's going to have a tough time getting in the end zone. So don't expect a ton of points from him. So there you go. Those are my Week 12 Real Men picks. And happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Please enjoy some football. Be safe on Thanksgiving, of course, for the holiday. I know there's a lot of travel. And just enjoy your family. Now we're going to move it on to Greg. He has his beasting out picks for everyone. And I'm sure he has a nice little holiday message for you guys too.